Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Earth Shaker.
Radiant team pick.
Clockwork!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Ogre Magi!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Double Shaman.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Keeper of the light.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Venomancer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Queen of Pain. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Admiral Conquer.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Bloodseeker.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Juggernaut.
Ten seconds remaining.
Well, hello ladies and gentlemen. Today evening we are going to be seeing a game between White Shadows and I Can Only Dream. This is game 2 of the best of 3, and we see that I Can Only Dream have a game ahead of White Shadows. So let's see if this is going to go towards a game 3 or it's going to be a 2-0 in favor of I Can Only Dream. So for the drafts, we see I Can Only Dream have a Queen of Pain, an Ogre Magi, a Keeper of the Light, a Clockwork, and a Juggernaut. A pretty solid draft with a bunch of disables. And on the other side, for the side of White Shadows, we see a Shadow Shaman, a Venomancer, a Bloodseeker, Kunkka, and a Nerdshaker. So their draft is a bit out of the meta, but we do see that a Kunkka can be really devastating in the late game if he gets those 3 Daedalus. So let's see how it goes. So I guess the initial smoke up coming in from I Can Only Dream did not really result in any kind of skirmishes. We do see 3 heroes rotating onto the top dire jungle. They're going to spot out the Shadow Shaman. Let's see if they're going to go for that kill. I guess I Can Only Dream do not want to go for the kill really. They're just going to concede that top rune.
The battle begins.
So it's going to be 3 runes going the way of I Can Only Dream and 1 rune going the way of White Shadows. So it's going to be an Earthshaker in the off lane solo versus a Juggernaut. Meanwhile, in the top lane we see a Bloodseeker being supported by the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman. So it is not a core Kunkka, it is a support Kunkka, and the Venomancer is going to be going to the mid lane. He is going to be up against a Queen of Pain and probably that Ogre Magi with his frequent rotations. So we see the Ogre Magi is rotating to the bottom lane to try to help the Juggernaut out versus that Earthshaker. So the Coddle is just going to be stacking up the neutral creeps in the Radiant jungle in the top side. The Bloodseeker has that poor man shield being queued up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the matchup advantage clearly goes to the Venomancer. He deals way more damage than the Queen of Pain deals. A few right clicks will get that Queen of Pain really low with that passive coming in from the Venomancer. You do see the Blink and Shadow Strike being skilled up for the Queen of Pain, so she does have that mode of escape. Alright, in the bottom lane we see the Earthshaker. He is going to get harassed out of the lane by the Ogre Magi. The Ogre Magi is going to be dealing a lot more damage with those right clicks. Also, he is one of the tankiest supports you can draft in a game.
Finders, keepers.
So it seems as though the Keeper of the Light is not really keen on laning. He wants to jungle a little bit. He wants to stack up the camps for himself. farm up with the Illuminate, aiming to get that early Aghanim Scepter. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we see a Torrent onto the Clockwork, but the Battery Assault is going to be there, and he will not be able to achieve a lot. Meanwhile, the Shadow Shaman is getting really low. The Illuminate is going to be dealing a lot of damage, but the neutral creep denied will not be there. The Queen of Pain is going to take that first blood, and yeah, but then again, she did have to rotate all the way to get that first blood. Maybe that was not worth it, seeing it long term, since the Venomancer got one full lane of creeps for himself. Down in the bottom lane, the Ogre Magi is trying to escape. He is going to get shackled up by the Shadow Shaman, and we'll see if he's going to go down. The Earthshaker does not have any stuns at the moment, and the Ogre Magi is going to be safe. Alright, the Ogre Magi is going to get spotted out by the Shadow Shaman and the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker does not have one more stun to spend. He's also out of mana, and he's going to get slowed by the Ogre Magi. And there is going to be the Blade Fury. The Shadow Shaman is going to get pretty low, but he is going to be safe for now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Queen of Pain is looking really low. The Venomancer deals way more damage to her than she does, so I don't think that's a lane worth staying for her. So we see the Keeper of the Light has rotated to the top lane. He is going to harass the Bloodseeker a little bit, and the Illuminate spam is going to be a big factor into this, and we see the Kunkka getting really low from the KOTL spam. The runes are going to get contested, but the Earthshaker is looking to be in a really tough position. There is going to be the Blink Initiation coming in from the Queen of Pain, and there is no stun, so the Earthshaker will be able to TP back to base. The Kunkka, though, having been forced to go back to base, is going to miss out on a lot of experience. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see a rotation coming in from the Clockwork and the Ogre Magi. And yeah, I think the Venomancer is dead right now. The kill is going to be taken by the Queen of Pain. Good boost of gold coming in for her. All the while, the Bloodseeker is farming, so is the Juggernaut, without any contest. So this is going to be a battle between the cores, that is the Juggernaut and the Bloodseeker. I would give the odds to the Juggernaut because he does have that Omni Slash and the Blade Fury, which can negate a lot of damage, and that silence coming in from the Bloodseeker. But the Bloodseeker, if he does get his Radiance soon enough, it is going to be a really dangerous thing for him. You see a bunch of right-click battle coming in down on the bottom lane between the Ogre Magi and the Earthshaker. The Fissure is going to be there, so he's going to be safe. The Blade Fury is not going to be there in time. Meanwhile, in this lane, there is going to be the Venomous Gale plus Poison Nova committed onto the Queen of Pain, so that's going to get her really low. Probably not get her the kill. Actually, that might be enough to get the kill onto the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain goes down, the Venomancer takes that kill. And that, my friends, shows the power of the Venomancer in the mid lane. So we see a bunch of stacks coming in from the supports of both the teams. And the Earthshaker looking to complete his Arcane Boot sometime soon. The Arcane Boot is going to get snatched right under the nose of the Ogre Magi. Earthshaker making the plays happen.
Mine.
Selfish.
So yeah, things are going pretty evenly for both the teams. There is going to be that pull coming in from the Earthshaker. The Fissure is going to be there, and yeah, I think he sabotaged his own block in that lane, so he will not be able to get enough experience as of now. The Bloodseeker is looking really strong. He is going to get mana burned by those cogs, but that is not going to be nearly enough. Meanwhile, we see the Shadow Shaman having to spot it out. The Keeper of the Light, the Shrine is going to get popped up, so the Coddle is going to be safe. We see the Observer Ward being placed right under the tower, near the bottom tower, so that's going to spot out the Kunkka, and the Juggernaut will be able to evade that torrent as it comes. The Juggernaut is trying to look for a kill onto the Earthshaker. He does have that Omni Slash, but he's a little bit hesitant on what to do right now. So the Juggernaut has completed his phase boots, and Omni Slash could possibly result in a kill onto the Earthshaker. We see a Shackle in the top lane on the Keeper of the Light. One more right click will secure the kill, but no, and he is going to go down. The Shadow Shaman picks that kill up, and there is going to be the rupture onto the Clockwork. The Clockwork is going to get trapped up with the Shadow Shaman, but the Shadow Shaman is going to go down. A few right clicks coming in from the Bloodseeker will be able to result in a kill onto the Clockwork. The Clockwork does have that magic wand to pop, but he gets low enough for the Bloodseeker to just race in like a Lamborghini and get that kill. And we see that Coddle is just farming up those neutral creeps, so he does not want to support as of now in this game. He wants to get that early Aghanim Scepter. The early Aghanim Scepter is going to help his team push those towers pretty easily, even versus the Venomancer's ultimate. Combined with the Juggernaut's healing wards, those Illuminate heals is going to be a big deal coming in the mid game. So the Arcane Boots have been completed onto the Earthshaker. He has that Blink Dagger being queued up in his quick buy. Doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of farm in this lane. There is going to be that Enchant Totem, and the Blade Fury is going to isolate the Earthshaker from his creep. So the Juggernaut just trying to look for that kill with an Omni Slash, but he will not be able to do so. Fissure is going to be there, just salvaging some amount of farm. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we see 3 heroes rotating there, trying to support the Bloodseeker. There is going to be that Rupture and the X into Torrent from the Kunkka, and I think that is going to be the Clockwork going down. The Kunkka takes that last hit, a much deserved last hit, and he'll have enough money to buy wards for his team. And we see a smoke up coming in from the side of White Shadows, the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman trying to get a kill onto the Coddle. They do know what he's up to. They know that the neutral cramps have been stacked and is getting farmed by the Coddle slowly but steadily. Since the Observer Ward does spot it out, we see the Keeper of the Light is going to break the smoke onto the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman. They just retreat. They are pretty scared about what they can do. They don't have that Observer Ward in the high ground. They do have it in the low ground.
Oh, bounty!
Dire's bottom tower is under
Meanwhile,
attack.
in the mid lane, we see a rotation coming in, and there is going to be a hook shot, which is going to get that kill onto the Venomancer. But we'll see if the Queen of Pain is going to go down. No, she's just going to TP back to base, and she's going to be safe.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So the bottom lane seems to be going really well for the Earthshaker. He's not getting kills, at the same time he's not getting a lot of farm. He's farming those neutral creeps in that dire jungle.
Players here.
The Observer Ward is going to spot out the rotation coming in from the Kunkka. It seems as though both the teams are playing really greedy in terms of their support. The Earthshaker is trying to get some farm, and he's not really doing a lot of support things. And there is going to be that Omni Flash, which is not going to result in a kill. The Earthshaker is just going to walk away, and the Omni Slash bounce is going to be on to that last creep in the lane. So he's going to be in a really tough position. The Earthshaker does have that Echo Slam. He's trying to look for a kill onto the Juggernaut. If he wastes that Echo Slam on that, maybe he has a chance to get that kill. The Enchant Totem is not going to connect onto the Ogre Magi, and the Juggernaut is just going to TP back home. And the Rupture proving really tough for him to stay in the lane. And you see a hook shot onto the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman is going to go for the Hex onto the Clockwork, but that is not going to be enough to save his life. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see an Illuminate coming in onto the Venomancer. He is getting pretty low, but the Queen of Pain is a little bit hesitant on jumping the Venomancer, since he can go for a kill, turn around kill onto the Queen of Pain with that Poison Nova.
Regeneration. I'll take that as tribute.
So we see a Mantis Style being queued up onto the Juggernaut. The Mantis Style is going to be really useful versus heroes like the Venomancer, where you can just purge off that Venomous Gale. So the Kunkka hasn't really progressed in his item builds, but we do see the Clockwork. He has that Blade Mail being queued up. And the Echo Slam is not going to connect onto the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut is getting really low, but the Earthshaker goes down to the Illuminate coming in from the Coddle, and they focus their sights onto the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker, he is looking kind of weak, and the Battery Assault is going to catch the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman is going to get stunned up by the Battery Assault, and the Queen of Pain is just going to jump and Scream of Pain and take that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it is going to get pushed up by the Venomancer. The pings coming in from the Coddle, trying to save the tier 1, but they will not be able to do so. The Venomancer gets that kill onto the tower.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And White Shadows have gained the significant advantage in this game, but it's immediately going to get broken by I Can Only Dream. The Juggernaut goes to the bottom lane, takes down that tier 1, and is going to be good for them. Meanwhile, we see the Earthshaker is just going to be farming wherever the lane is free, trying to finish up this Blink Dagger. Once that Blink Dagger is complete, the Earthshaker is looking to be really strong.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Since the game has reached a little bit of a stalemate, let me give a shout out to one of our sponsors, SRM University. Do check them out. They roll out good students every year on various sectors. Phoenix Market City, Bangalore, do check them out. Acer, Predator, they give out a lot of gaming peripherals and PC peripherals in general, and also check out their gaming laptops, cutting edge gaming laptops. So we'll get back into the game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So the Clockwork is trying to look for a kill onto the Earthshaker, but there is that Bloodseeker right behind him, so he's a little bit hesitant on who to go to.
Double damage.
The Kunkka has completed his Arcane Boots, so he will be able to spam a little bit more than he could. And we see the Shadow Shaman is going to go down once more. Clockwork is going to take that kill, boosting a little bit of gold and experience for him. And we see the Bloodseeker queuing up that Radiance first. Once that Radiance is going to get completed onto the Bloodseeker, the team fight damage coming in from the side of White Shadows is going to be really immense. The Blink Dagger almost getting completed onto the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker is trying to farm that up. He is going to block himself with that fissure for a brief moment, but he does have that Cooling Blade, so he's just going to get out of that little pickle he got himself there. So 2,000 gold more to go for that Sacred Relic onto the Bloodseeker. Coddle, meanwhile, he is 700 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. Once he gets that, things are going to be real difficult for White Shadows. I Can Only Dream will have way too much healing with that Healing Ward and that Illuminate. And the Mantis Shawl being geared up onto the Juggernaut. He is farming that up diligently in the jungle. The Queen of Pain is also looking really strong, having completed her Veil of Discord and recently bottling up a Reason Rune for the upcoming team fights. So I Can Only Dream have that going for them. Their supports are much greater than the side of White Shadows. So we see a 5-man rotation coming in from the side of White Shadows. They want to go for a kill onto the KO kill maybe, but we see a hook shot coming in from the Clockwork. That is definitely going to get a kill onto the Kunkka. The TPN is going to be there, but he is going to get hexed up by the Shadow Shaman. The Shackle is also going to be there. So the Clockwork is also going to go down. That's going to be 2-for-1 kill going inside of White Shadows. They only lose the Kunkka in that little bit of a team fight. The Blink Dagger having been completed onto the Earthshaker, not revealed yet. The Observer Ward is going to get placed there, so they're looking to go for a fight right now in the top lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So the top tier 1 is going to get pushed down by the Earthshaker and his friends. The Coddle has TP'd into the lane and he is going to get spotted out by that Observer Ward. And we also see a bunch of return TPs coming in from heroes like the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is going to get hexed up and shackled maybe? No. The Blade Fury is going to be there at the right time and he's going to be safe for now. The tower is unfortunately not going to get denied by the Juggernaut. 5 heroes did rotate onto the top lane trying to save that tier 1. Not going to result in anything and not going to result in any kills going the way of I Can Only Dream also. So there is going to be the 4-star being killed up for the Earthshaker. So one more movement item in his arsenal is going to allow him to initiate more accurately in all these team fights. So the Yule Scepter is going to get killed up by the Queen of Pain, and the Advent Scepter having been completed onto the KO Coddle is going to be really essential in these upcoming team fights for I Can Only Dream. So we see 3 heroes rotating onto the bottom lane. Maybe if they spot out the Clockwork, they could go for that kill. And we see a 4-star coming in from the Venomancer in the top lane, so that is going to be dealing a lot of damage. The Queen of Pain is definitely dead. Probably going to get denied, but a beautiful Echo Slam coming in from the Earthshaker will be able to salvage that fight. And the Illuminate sadly is going to get that kill onto the Venomancer, but that's 2 heroes down, 4-1. The Venomancer is the only one who's going to go down. There is going to be the Roster coming in down to the bottom lane, and the boat is also going to connect. Blocker is going to go down. So kills going all the way for White Shadows, 4 heroes dead for the side of I Can Only Dream. And the tier 1 is going to go down for sure in the bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So the Radiance has been completed on the Bloodseeker. He will have that little bit of AoE going for him and that mischance, allowing him to be more tanky in these team fights. And let's not ignore the fact that he can farm much faster than he usually does with that Radiance.
Bounty!
So even he has a Mental being queued up in his quick buy that is going to help evade a lot of things. Mostly the Omni Slash coming in from the Juggernaut, and the illusions are going to be of great use.
Gold for my chest.
They could mitigate a lot of jumps
Bounty.
coming in from the Juggernaut in his Omni Slash.
And it's jackpot.
Rocket Flare is going to spot out the Bloodseeker and the Kunkka, so they know that the Bloodseeker has completed his Radiance.
Yes.
Also, the 4-staff has been completed for the Earthshaker, so he's looking really strong right now. He's been fairly uncontested throughout the game. Even in his lane, he did not get killed by the Juggernaut. The Mantis Tower has been completed though, speaking of him. And we see a 5-man rotation down the mid lane. The Illusion Rune being picked up by the Bloodseeker. That is going to be real useful. They do get that Radiance buff. And we see a Shadow Blade being queued up for the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker is trying to look for a kill onto the Queen of Pain maybe. If he gets that Echo Slam properly, he will be able to get that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the snakes are going to be dropped, and the tier 2 is going to be under siege by White Shadows. The Keeper of the Light spam is going to be a little bit annoying in these team fights, but then again, there is that Earthshaker and the Shadow Shaman over there. The Illuminate does not really affect the snake wards coming in from the Shadow Shaman. The Earthshaker is really looking to go for that blink initiation in the mid lane. So the tier 2 is going to go down without any decent contest coming in from I Can Only Dream. And with that, 4 heroes from the side of White Shadows are going to smoke up. They are going to get spotted out by the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain does know that they're nearby, so he blinks back to his tier 2. And I guess the smoke play is not going to happen right now. They know that they have been figured out, so they're just going to back off. So yeah, talking about the Venomancer, the Venomancer has the Dragon Lance, which is going to allow him to get out of the Clockwork's cogs. A really useful tool to in these team fights where the Clockwork traps up the Venomancer and his friends. So we see an ultimate orb being picked up by the Bloodseeker. He opted to go for that over the Asha first, since that allows him to be a little bit more tanky and survive most of these team fights, where we give the advantage to I Can Only Dream just because they have that KO with that Aghanim Scepter. Top lane is going to get pushed up by the Earthshaker and the Shadow Shaman. The wards are probably going to get dropped. Yes, they are. That is level 1 wards, so those are not going to be dealing a lot of damage. And they're going to be fairly taken down soon by the Juggernaut and his illusions. But we do see all the 5 heroes from the side of White Shadows have rotated to the top lane, trying to siege that tier 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Illuminate spam is proving to be a little bit too much for White Shadows to deal with. The tier 2 in the bottom lane is going to go down though. Queen of Pain is going to take that. Maybe if there are going to be a bunch of TPs in, they could try to get a kill onto the Queen of Pain. The Shadow Shaman does TP onto the lane. And there is going to be a smoke up coming in from the side of I Can Only Dream. They're trying to chase down heroes who are fleeing away from the battlefield. They do spot out that Earthshaker. And the Ogre Magi is going to go forward. The Mana Leak is going to be there, and the hook shot coming in from the Clockwork is going to trap him up. And the Earthshaker is dead for sure. He does not have any way of escape. The Blade Fury is going to be there, and the kill goes to Juggernaut. I Can Only Dream trying to salvage those team fights with that push down the bottom lane and the kill in the top lane. The Queen of Pain has the Eul Scepter being queued up in her quick buy. The Eul Scepter will allow her to escape most of the abilities like the Blood Ride coming in from the Bloodseeker and maybe the X marks coming in from the Kunkka. So the Queen of Pain is going to get pinged out by the Kunkka. They know that she is there in the storyline. They don't really want to go for that kill, but there is going to be the Illuminate in the top lane, and that is going to deal a hefty sum of damage onto the Venomancer. He is going to regen that up pretty fast with that Force Staff. And we see the Queen of Pain is in a little bit of a trouble here. He is not going to get caught out though. The Queen of Pain TPs to the top lane. He knows that the Venomancer is there. He wants to go for a kill onto the Venomancer with the Clockwork's help. Meanwhile, the side of White Shadows are trying to rotate to the bottom lane, except for the Venomancer, trying to look for a kill, maybe onto Keeper of the Light. Meanwhile, the mid lane is going to go down. The Siege Creep is going to take that.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And the wards have been dropped in the bottom lane, so it seems as though White Shadows want to contest that bottom tier 2. The heroes from the side of I Can Only Dream are really not around. They do see the Clockwork in the top lane, and they know it's not an illusion because they do see him spamming out the rocket flare from his lane. The bottom tier 2 is going to get really low, but we do see the TPs coming in from the Clockwork and his friends, trying to look for a hook shot maybe. If he gets that onto the Earthshaker, things are looking really well for I Can Only Dream. So we see the Juggernaut is going to get spotted out, and the Venomous Gale is going to be there. And the hook shot coming in onto the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman will not be able to use the disables in these team fights since he's going to go down pretty early, but we see a beautiful Venomous Gale into a boot combo coming in from the Kunkka. The Kunkka is going to get them fairly low, but we see a blink in from the side of Queen of Pain. He is going to deal a lot of damage, and the Earthshaker is going to go down. Silence is going to be there, and the Queen of Pain is going to go down. And the Bloodseeker, though he's looking really strong, he is fighting there. The Manalik is going to be there, so he is going to get control for now. The Mantis Child is also going to be there from the Juggernaut, and the Bloodseeker is going to go down. The Radiant's not mattering much in these team fights, so that's going to be 4 heroes down for the side of White Shadows, and I Can Only Dream are going to survive that. Actually make it 5 since the Clockworks Rocket Star is going to get that last kill onto the Earthshaker. The Shadow Shaman is only alive because he respawned, because he died in the beginning of the fight, and he respawned pretty fast because he's that under-leveled. But then again, he does have that 4-star being queued up. Once he gets that form, that is one more tool for the side of White Shadows to negate that Clockwork's hookshot. So Juggernaut picks up a gem. The gem is going to be really useful in these team fights if the heroes like Earthshaker go for the Shadow Blade, which I assume he already has.
Worthy tribute.
Okay, he does not have it yet since he's not been focused on forming in these team fights. Mostly he is team fighting with his team, so he hasn't really gotten around to getting that Shadow Blade. So that's one less invis they have to worry about. Venomancer, though, looking really strong, has queued up the Mjolnir in his quick buy. The hookshot is going to miss onto the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman is going to be safe for now. The Kunkka, though, has that Glimmer Cape, so maybe the gem coming in from the Juggernaut is not going to be as useless as I thought.
For the twins.
And the Mantis Child has been completed onto the Bloodseeker. He has to call that in the courier, and he'll have that for the next team fight. The Bloodseeker is insanely farmed, but so is the Juggernaut. Also, having completed his Diffuse the Blade, he has a lot more damage than the Bloodseeker can tank by himself. The Queen of Pain has the Shield's Guard being queued up in her quick buy. That is going to be a little bit of AoE coming her way. We see the recall coming in from the Keeper of the Light, calling up the Juggernaut down to the bottom lane.
Yes.
And we see a 4-stop into Hex coming in from the Shadow Shaman. Shackle is also going to be there. The Hex, the Rupture is not going to be dealing a lot of damage, but the Silence is, and the Bloodseeker just melts down the Queen of Pain. She goes down. She does not have a Lincoln Sphere, so she is going to pretty much die early on in these team fights if caught out by the Shadow Shaman. And we see the 4 heroes from the Shadow of I Can Only Dream have rotated to the bottom, to the top lane, trying to defend the onslaught of White Shadows. The Maelstrom being completed onto the Venomancer. He's looking really strong. And he's also going to gather up with his teammates, trying to push out the top lane. Hopefully spending up that Shadow Shaman wards. So there is going to be the upcoming team fight. No, I don't think so, since the heroes of White Shadows are going to retreat. Maybe if I Can Only Dream decide to chase, they have a chance in the team fight if they are the aggressors. But that is not going to be the case. They're playing really passively, even though they have the Clockwork in the team. So the Earthshaker is just going to be given his space to farm up the Shadow Blade. I don't know how useful it will be in these team fights if he is going to get spotted out by the gem. So the observer wards coming in from the side of the Radiant is going to spot the rotation coming in from White Shadows into their own jungle. The Kunkka has that Blink Dagger being cleared up. Once he has that, they have the reliable initiation coming in from the Kunkka's X marks the spot.
Double damage.
And the double damage is going to get picked up by the Juggernaut, so he's just going to go into Roche, trying to salvage that. Once they have that Aegis, maybe they have a chance in this game. So Roshan is just going to go down pretty easily to the double damage Juggernaut.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
So yeah, the Aegis is going to get picked up by the Juggernaut, and it does not seem like they want to waste any more time. The heroes from the side of I Can Only Dream are gathering up their forces, trying to take a team fight. And the bottom lane, it seems as though it is going to get
Radiant's
aggressive.
bottom tower is
It is going to be a little bit aggressive. The Earthshaker with that Shadow Blade is looking really strong. He's not going to get spotted out by the Clockwork, but things are not looking really well for White Shadow.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's
Yeah, the
top
Tier 1
tower
is going to go
There it
down.
goes.
Juggernaut is going to take that. They want to go for a recharge. And I am going to take this time to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Circle CD Gaming. Check them out. They give out world-class cabinets. If you're a gamer or if you want to build a gaming PC, do check them out. Their cabinets are one of the best. And Redbull as our energy partner, your daily dose of caffeine, better than coffee in my opinion. And Twitch as our broadcasting partner, a great medium for gamers. They can stream whatever they're playing, and also a good premium site for watching esports, since esports is what this is all about. And talking about esports, do check us out. We're Playtonia. Check out our Facebook page, check out our YouTube channel and our Twitch channel, and we roll out constant content every day, so do check us out. And we'll get back into the game once it resumes. So the go sign has been given by the Clockwork, and the game is going to get resumed. The Shadow Blade Earthshaker is going to pick up that Invis rune, and the Queen of Pain is going to get hexed up, being spotted immediately, and the X marks the combo is going to be there. Not going to be enough to get the kill onto the Queen of Pain, since the Queen of Pain is also going to be there, but an Echo Slam being spent on the Queen of Pain, and she goes down just like that. That Glimmer Gate play coming in from the Ogre Magi was not enough to save her.
Incoming!
Also, the Lincoln Sphere having been completed under Juggernaut, he's looking really strong. The Bloodseeker has to be really careful when popping up that Rupture onto the Juggernaut. And also, it's going to save him in most of these team fights against that Shadow Shaman, who instantly disables a hero. So we see a BKB being completed onto the Bloodseeker. He's looking really strong. He is leading the network charge, followed closely by the Juggernaut. The Venomancer, though, he does not need a lot of items to be strong himself, so I can't really say how strong a Venomancer is seeing his network right now. Even though it's 14,000, he's going to be dealing a way more damage than the Juggernaut in these team fights with that AoE, Poison Nova and Venomous Gale. So the Blink Dagger having been completed onto the Kunkka, they have a reliable mode of initiation. The X marks the spot, and Scout Out coming in from the Kunkka, trying to place a bunch of wards in the Aryan jungle. He's not going to get spotted out, so that's a good thing going for them. And we see another pause coming in from the side of I Can Only Dream. I hope the game is going to get resumed pretty soon, and as I say it, the go sign is going to get given. Oh my god, I'm an oracle. Okay, so the game is going to get resumed. We see the Kunka, having placed those observer wards in the Radiant jungle, is going to spot out a bunch of rotations coming in.
Worthy tribute.
You see the Queen of Pain being really hesitant on what she wants to go for. She has the Mystic Staff. Maybe she wants to go for a Hex, maybe she wants to go for Shiva's Guard. Either way, I think that she needs a Lincoln Sphere because the Shadow Shaman is proving to be really fatal in each of these team fights. Okay, so the Earthshaker is actually not a support. He's going to go for the Daedalus, as we see in his quick buy. The Shadow Shaman, he has that Aghanim Scepter being killed up in his quick buy.
Yes.
So that's going to be 4 heroes on the side of White Shadows trying to push the bottom lane. They're not going to be able to catch out any of them. The Venomancer is spearheading those team fights, so if he does get hooked by the Clockwork, he does have that Hurricane Pike to escape. And we see the Bloodseeker also tipping to the top lane. They want to look for a kill onto the Queen of Pain. They did spot her out briefly in the lane, but the Queen of Pain has blinked into the trees, so she's going to be really safe for now. The Earthshaker though, he is going to show himself in the lane. So yeah, the Queen of Pain is not going to initiate onto the Earthshaker. She does not have that Orchid or any other item which can disable the stuns coming in from the Earthshaker. So she's going to get recalled back by the Keeper of the Light. And she's just going to resume farming. The game is at a perfect stalemate right now. No blood flowing the way of both teams. And that was not a joke, people. I did not make the joke just because White Shadow has a Bloodseeker in their team. That was just a figure of speech. So we see the Shadow Blade onto the Earthshaker. He's trying to look for a kill. And the Clockwork, he's not going to find that right now. So yeah, 38 minutes into the game. Both the sides are playing a really passive game. They don't really want to lose any of their heroes in these team fights, or even get caught out solo. But I don't think a fight is going to be unavoidable just yet. We see the Shadow Shaman. He is going to spot out the Keeper of the Light. The Keeper of the Light is going to get hexed and shackled by the Shadow Shaman. But there is going to be an Omni Slash coming in onto the Shadow Shaman, and he goes down. The BKB is going to get popped up by the Bloodseeker, and he wants to look for a kill. Meanwhile, the Earthshaker and the Venomancer get a kill onto the Queen of Pain. The Venomancer, though, he's looking really weak right now. The BKB is going to get popped up, and the Bloodrite is not going to be dealing enough damage. And the Juggernaut is actually looking to be in a really dangerous position. The Venomous Gale is going to be there, so he is going to get slowed. The healing ward coming in from the Juggernaut is going to prove ample enough healing. And plus the Illuminate coming in from the Keeper of the Light is going to be there. So things are not looking really well for the side of White Shadow. They lose one of their heroes, even though they got that kill onto the Queen of Pain. We see the X marks the spot onto the Earthshaker. So he is going to get brought back into the lane. And we see the Force Staff coming in from the side of Venomancer. Is not going to save his life really, and the Battery Assault is going to spot out the Earthshaker, and he's looking really weak right now. The Illuminate coming in from the Coddle is not going to be enough. And Juggernaut is going to get a double kill first on the Venomancer and the Earthshaker next. And we see they're going to mobilize into a push in the top lane. The Shadow Shaman is going to be the only one in the lane trying to defend that. They don't have both of their cores, that is the Earthshaker and the Bloodseeker, alive yet. Make it 3 cores. The Venomancer is also not alive yet. We see the Kunka trying to delay that push by creep cutting, but that is not going to be enough, sadly. The Shrine is going to get popped up in the base. The Bloodseeker is looking really strong right now. But then again, he does not have the BKB for this team fight. So yeah, I Can Only Dream do not really want to take that fight, even though that's a 3v5. They want to go for a more safe game themselves. So they're just going to rotate onto the mid lane, try to take out that tier 2. The Earthshaker is going to respawn in time for the upcoming team fight if they decide to take it near the tier 2. see a TV coming in from the Earthshaker. He is not going to get spotted out yet by the Clockwork. The Kunta is looking to go for a kill on one of these heroes. The Clockwork, though, he's going to get spotted out by the Shadow Shaman. The Hex into Shackle is going to be there, and he's not going to die anytime soon. The Omni Slash, though, that is going to be dealing a lot of damage. The BKB is going to get popped up by the Juggernaut, and he's looking really strong. So that's going to be 2 heroes down for the side of White Shadows. And soon to follow, if the Juggernaut gets a bunch of kills, the Rupture is going to be there onto the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is looking really strong right now. Shadow Shaman, though, gone down in these team fights pretty early on. He's looking really weak, and we see the Clockwork is trying to get a chase onto the Venomancer. He will be able to do so, but he does sacrifice his own life for that. That's going to be 3 heroes down for both of the teams. Only the cores, that is the Queen of Fane and the Bloodseeker surviving, plus the supports, that is the Coddle and the Kunka surviving in this team fight. So the Bloodseeker does not want to waste any time. He wants to go for a push down the mid lane. He probably might be able to get the tier 3 if he plays this right. The Mad Shell is going to be there from the Bloodseeker, trying to get some decent damage done to the tier 3. The double damage rune is going to get pinged out by the Kunka, and with that double damage they will be able to reclaim Roche pretty fast. The Roshan is going to get pinged out by the Queen of Fane. They know that what they're doing there is wrong. They don't have the heroes to contest. Bloodseeker is going to claim that Aegis. The cheese is also going to be in his inventory. Maybe he wants to give the cheese to the Earthshaker. Yes, he does. He gives the cheese to the Earthshaker, and we see the immediate Shadow Blade running in, coming in from the Earthshaker, trying to look for a kill. He does spot out the Keeper of the Light. If he wants to go for it, that is looking really strong, but he commits an Echo Slam onto the Keeper of the Light. The Enchant Totem is not going to be there. The pushback coming in from the Coddle is going to be enough to save him. The Rupture onto... Okay, so the Keeper of the Light is going to go down, but so is the Earthshaker, and we see a Yule Scepter onto the Queen of Fane. The Queen of Fane is looking really low. He's going to get hexed up by the Shadow Shaman. He's also going to go down. That's going to be 2 heroes down for the side of Icon on the Dream, and White Shadows only 1. Maybe they can go for a push right now, since the Skadi has been completed onto the Bloodseeker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Venomancer's wards are proving to be really tough in these team fights. Not in these team fights, as they're proving to be really tough in these pushes coming in from the side of White Shadows. The Kunta blinking in aggressively, trying to catch out any of those heroes. He's trying to catch out the Clockwork. The Clockwork is going to get caught out by the X-Mark the spot, and he is going to go down. Maybe he's going to get hexed up and shackled by the Shadow Shaman. And the Silence is going to be there coming in from the Bloodseeker, and that is going to be enough damage to get a kill onto the Clockwork. He's going to go down. The Shadow Shaman is going to get that last hit. So the kill goes to the Shadow Shaman, a much deserved kill going the way of the support, and the game is going to get paused up by I Can Only Dream. I assume that is going to be tactical, since they did recharge 3 times in this game. But then again, tactical pauses are allowed in Dota 2, so yeah. So the go sign has been given by the side of I Can Only Dream, and the game is going to get resumed. 44 minutes in, and the game is looking really even for both the teams. But right now, White Shadows have the advantage since the Clockwork is dead. They don't have that initiation tool. And we also see the Haste Rune being picked up by the Earthshaker, so he's going to be there for the team fight in no time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He also has that Echo Slam coming in for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He's
attack.
going to deal a lot of damage to the tower. The Shadow Shaman though being really hesitant on placing those snake wards since they do have that Venomancer to siege that barracks himself with those plague wards. So both the wards are going to get dropped up and it's going to be dealing a decent amount of damage to the barracks. The barracks are probably going to go down to the Venomancer and the Shadow Shaman. The Hex onto the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut does not have that BKB popped up and he buybacks into the fight. The Queen of Pain is looking really tough in this position. She's trying to do as much as she can, but she's not able to do much. The pushback coming in from the Coddle is going to be able to get the kill onto the Earthshaker, and the one kill going the way of I Can Only Dream. They do spot out the Kunka with Keeper of the Light. So that's 2 kills going the way of I Can Only Dream, but in what cost though? They spent 2 buybacks and the barracks had gone down. So the Assault Cuirass has been completed onto the Bloodseeker.
And it's up.
He can swap it out with his Aegis once it expires.
I'll take that as tribute.
And we see the Juggernaut opting to go for the Abyssal Blade. That Abyssal Blade will be able to allow him to deal way more damage in these team fights. If he gets that stun onto maybe the Bloodseeker in a 1v1 situation, he has the edge. So we see the heroes from I Can Only Dream gathering up in the mid lane, trying to go for a push. Okay, maybe not. They don't really want to go for the push since things are not looking really well for them. One barracks is down. They're going to play really fast. So they're just going to farm up whatever they can. In the team fight, the Juggernaut had spent his buyback. So if he dies in the next team fight, that is probably going to be GG.
Regeneration.
So we do see 47 minutes into the game, the Clockwork's hookshot is not going to be dealing a lot in these team fights, but we do see a 5-man smoker going in from the side of White Shadows.
Are scanning.
They're trying to spot out any heroes from the side of I Can Only Dream. The Observer Ward is going to be there,
bottom shrine is under
the
attack.
Plague Ward is going to try to siege that that shrine. So the Aegis has been reclaimed and the Assault Cuirass is going to be in play for the next team fight from the Bloodseeker. So the Bloodseeker shows himself in the map.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
And maybe if the heroes from the side of I Can Only Dream get baited into initiating, they could go for return kill.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Meanwhile, we see the Queen of Pain TP to the bottom lane, trying to push that out. We see a counter smoke coming in from the side of I Can Only Dream. They want to spot out any of the heroes, but the hookshot is going to be there. The force staff is not going to save him, but that was a bad pushback coming in from the portal. That is going to save the Shadow Summon sometime, but he's not going to be alive. A lot wonders because he's going to get caught out by the Illuminate. The Usurper is going to be there coming in from the Queen of Pain, so she's going to be able to survive that fight, and the Bloodrite is not going to connect on the Queen of Pain. But then again, that is the Shadow Shaman down, one of their main initiators in these team fights. The Queen of Pain is going to go towards the Ancient Camp. He's going to get that Haste Rune and try to escape from that battlefield.
Worthy tribute.
Oh, bounty!
So the Hex has been completed on the Keeper of the Light. That is a really weird item choice, but if he has that amount of form to get that Hex, good for him, man, good for him. The Earthshaker is going to spot out the Queen of Pain and the Juggernaut. Maybe he wants to go for a kill. The gem is sadly there on the Keeper of the Light, so they have to be really careful on who they spot out and who they go for. So the BKB and Assault Cuirass on the Bloodseeker. The BKB duration is getting really low since he did purchase it in the early part of the game. The duration was looking really low, but so is the BKB of both the Juggernaut and the Queen of Pain.
Dire are scanning.
Haste.
So yeah, things are looking really monotonous in these games. The Bloodseeker is going to get pinged out by the Clockwork. If they want to initiate onto him, that is a good timing window actually. You see 5 heroes from the side of Icon Only Dream trying to go for a kill on either the Bloodseeker or the Kunkka. The Kunkka does have that Lotus Orb, so he is going to be safe for now. And the Bloodseeker is too fast for their own good. And there is going to be the Mana Lake coming in from the Keeper of the Light, and the Bloodseeker deciding to turn around and go for the team fight actually, since he is going to get backed up by his teammate. The Venomancer is going to spot out that Clockwork, and the Earthshaker also coming in. That's a beautiful Echo Slam coming in if he wants to go for that, and so it is. The beautiful Echo Slam is going to be there, and the Clockwork is going to go down, and so is the Ogre Magi if time allows it, but the Juggernaut is going to pop his BKB and go for a kill onto the Juggernaut. Juggernaut is looking really strong in his team fight. The Bloodseeker is getting really low. He does not have any mana to spend. And this is absolute carnage going all the way. The Bloodseeker is trying to retreat, but he's going to get spotted out by the Queen of Pain. One more hit, and the Bloodseeker is going to survive for a little bit longer. The Blade Fury is going to be there, and he's going to get hexed up by the Keeper of the Light. The Bloodseeker can juke into the trees if he has to, but he will not be able to. The Shadow Shaman was not there in the team fight, and he got the middle barracks in exchange. So all in all, things looking really good for White Shadows. Even though they lost 3 of their heroes, 2 of their cores, they do get that middle lane of barracks. And the Shadow Shaman is also going to get spotted out by the Keeper of the Light, going to get hexed up, but that is not going to be enough lockdown going further away, trying to get the kill onto the Shadow Shaman. So that was a beautiful team fight coming in from I Can Only Dream.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Shadow Shaman has that Lincoln Sphere being put up in his quick die. I guess we'll have to fasten our seed builds for a pretty late game, since things are not looking really well for I Can Only Dream, but they do have that potential coming in from them to defend high ground versus all these heroes. The Venomancer is going to TP into the mid lane. He's going to get spotted out by the Coddle, but no follow-up, so they don't really want to go for that kill. So White Shadows want to play around that next Roshan. That is going to be another Aegis and Shields going their way in these team fights. Okay, the Earthshaker is going to spot out the Clockwork. Maybe he wants to go for a kill, but things are that's not really advisable. But he does ping the Clockwork out, and he is going to get spotted out by the Bloodseeker and his friend. The Earthshaker is desperately trying to chase the Clockwork. He does have that fissure onto him, but a Hex coming in from the Keeper of the Light is going to prove otherwise, and he is going to get stunned up, and he's going to get controlled and taken down. I Can Only Dream coming in with that big team fight.
Is under attack.
And the Earthshaker, frankly, messing up in those greedy attempts to get that kill onto the Clockwork. So the BOTs 2 having been completed onto the Bloodseeker. It's fair to say that he's completely 6-slotted right now. Maybe he can go for a hard and swap it out with the BKB once he pops that out.
Regeneration.
The Venomancer though, he is going to go for the Scotty. And with that Scotty, he will be able to take these team fights pretty easily, after all adding him to be a little bit more tanky. We do see smoke up coming in from I Can Only Dream. They want to go for a kill onto the Venomancer. The Venomancer is going to get spotted out by the Juggernaut, but they do not have enough follow-up. They want to go for the Roshan instead, and it seems as though the next team fight is going to be around Roshan. The healing ward has been dropped, so they're preparing themselves for the game side. The cogs are going to be there, so that is going to control them for now. Venomous skill is going to connect onto the Clockwork. The Clockwork is looking really weak, and the growth is also going to be there, plus the silence, and that is going to be enough damage going their way, but the stun is going to go down. The Aegis is going to get picked up. A beautiful attempt to go for a snatch coming in from the Venomancer, but that is not going to be there. The Lotus Orb is, by the way, going to negate all the damage coming in from the Omni Slash. The buyback coming in from the Queen of Pain, and the Roche fight is not going exactly the way of I Can Only Dream. The Over Magi is going to go down. The Bloodseeker is going to spot him out. Meanwhile, the Shadow Shaman is trying to go for that rat play coming in, and in the mid lane, the Kunka is going to go for that X marks the spot onto the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is going to get silenced by the Bloodseeker, and the Aegis is going to get popped. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Snakes are going to get dropped up by the Shadow Shaman, and this is possibly going to be Mega Creeps going their way.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
So that is one lane of barracks down, but 3 heroes down for the side of White Shadows. Only the Bloodseeker and the Kunka alive in these team fights, but they did fight through that Aegis coming in from I Can Only Dream. So this is a team fight going completely the side of White Shadows, even though they lost more heroes than they killed. Queen of Pain though, using that buyback, she can't afford to die in these upcoming a few minutes, because if she does, it is going to be GG, because she is a crucial factor in most of these team fights going the way of I Can Only Dream. The Queen of Pain is going to blink in aggressively. The Yule Scepter is going to be there, but not timed exactly enough, so the Kunka is going to be able to escape. The Daedalus having been completed onto the Earthshaker, he's looking to go for maybe the BOTs. So the Earthshaker is trying to scout out the heroes, and there is going to be a beautiful Echo Slam coming on to the Queen of Pain. The Queen of Pain is going to get spotted out by the Sentry, but she is going to be able to blink away. The Mana Leak plus pushback coming in from the Keeper of the Light is going to make sure that the Earthshaker will not be able to do much more in these at the moment right now, since he is out of mana completely. But needless to say, White Shadows have a definite advantage in these games. The Shadow Shaman is trying to TP to the bottom lane. If he places those snake wards right now, that is going to be a definite lane of barracks going for them. The X-Mars spot is going to be there, and the Shadow Shaman is going to make that beautiful play coming in with the combination of the X-Mars spot. And yeah, the barracks are looking really low. Maybe if the BKB is going to get popped up by the heroes of White Shadows and they decide to go for just the barracks, they have a chance. The Silence is going to be there, that is going to connect onto the Juggernaut, but the Mantis Stall immediately is going to also be there. So he's looking really strong. And we see the X-Mars spot plus Enchant Totem coming in from the Kunka, and the Earthshaker is also going to be there. So yeah, the barracks are going to go down for sure in these upcoming few minutes, because the cute play is coming in from the Kunka and the Earthshaker, dealing the damage little by little. They'll be able to do that. The X-Mars spot onto the Earthshaker. He is going to try to blink in, and he's going to be able to get that Mega Creep secured for his team. And the Venomous Scale and the Poison Nova is going to get popped up. The Juggernaut trying to go for the kill. The Rupture is going to be there, and so is the Omni Flash. The Omni Flash is going to be dealing a lot of damage, but not going to be nearly enough to get the kill onto the Bloodseeker, but they do salvage the kill onto the Venomancer. But the Queen of Pain, she goes down, and she does not have buyback. Things are not looking really well for them. The Healing Ward is going to get dropped up. The Hex also onto the Earthshaker, and he's out of mana right now. The Bloodseeker, though, he is in a really dangerous position. He's looking really deep right now, but Shadow Shaman is also going to go down. The Juggernaut trying to hold as much as possible, but they will be able to defend for now, but things are not looking really well since the heroes inside of White Shadows have buyback and the heroes of I Can Only Dream do not. And the courier is going to go down. That was a really juvenile play coming in from I Can Only Dream. They sent their courier out to the secret shop through those mega creeps, so a few hits from those rage creeps is going to be able to secure the kill onto the courier.
Regeneration.
The Bloodseeker does not really have an item choice that he can go for. The Kunkka though, he can totally go for that crit build, but I guess they have the Earthshaker for that. And we see the slow siege coming in from White Shadows, just waiting for their heroes to respawn. Once they respawn, they can go for another push. Try to go for the last push onto the Ancient with the help of these mega creeps. So the refresher shard has been completed onto the Shadow Shaman. So once he has that, I don't think that I Can Only Dream can win, even though they do have a good chance if they take this right. Butterfly is going to be there for the Venomancer. He's looking really strong right now. Not going to matter in the phase of the Juggernaut, to be honest, but the Poison Nova plus Venomous Gale is going to be enough to control the heroes long enough for the Shadow Shaman to place the Snake Wards with that refresher coming in. So I guess White Shadow are just waiting out for the next Roshan. Once they have that, they can go for that Surefire push. You see the TP into Exmore coming in from the Kunkka, which is going to help that Earthshaker restore his mana. The Earthshaker has that Octarine core being queued up in his quick buy. Queen of Pain finally going to go for that Orchid. With that Orchid, she'll be able to deal way more damage and control these heroes such as Venomancer and possibly the Shadow Shaman in these team fights with that Orchid. So I can be trying to defend their base with utmost fervor. The Divine Rapier being brought up by the Juggernaut, a ballsy move, but not really unpredicted since they don't need that in these last moments, since they know that if they win a team fight and the upcoming team fight following the buyback from the side of White Shadows, they have a real chance of winning this game. The Roche is going to go down and they're going to give the Aegis to the Venomancer, and we see the Juggernaut with Rage just drawing in the mini now. He knows that he's not really having a good time playing this game. And we see the heroes from White Shadows gathering up in the mid lane, trying to go for the final push. The refresher plus snake combo is going to be there from the Shadow Shaman. You see the Shadow Shaman is going to get hexed up and the wards are going to get dropped, and a beautiful Legatron coming in from the Earthshaker, but the hexed up and he goes down. Does not even have the chance to pop the cheese, but the refresher shard ultimate coming in from the Shadow Shaman is going to be there, so they will not be able to fight around that area before they get that, and the tier 4s are going to go down. The base is under siege right now. The BKB is having been spent up by all of their heroes, the buyback coming in from the Queen of Flame and the Juggernaut, but also the buyback coming in from the Earthshaker. He is going to get stunned up and controlled and silenced by the Queen of Flame, but that is sadly not going to be enough. The Blood Rite is also going to be there, and the Ancient is going to get attacked by the side of White Shadows, and that is going to be 3 heroes down, and the Ancient just falls immediately. GG, well played. Really good try by Icon Only Dream, but sadly White Shadows had that advantage, and yeah, that's about it. White Shadows even it out 1-1, and we are going to see a game 3 soon.